Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and well, looks like we have good news for once. Honestly, I think that you're going to like hearing this. UN cybersecurity draft excludes anime and manga from censorship of content involving children. Japan had its strong concerns that regulations will be imposed on non-real content, including anime and manga, according to the new law. Well, they got so much backlash, especially when was pointing out that they want to mix reality and fiction, all while the UN troops, especially from the French group, at this point, I just think they are just French. But anyway, going back to the main topic, yeah, they were doing some very shoddy and shitty stuff, and they got called out for it. And honestly, this is great. It means that it's a small victory, but the war is far from being over, especially with how censorious these pieces of shit are, especially even, the fucking far left infiltrating anime, all while the fucking tratcocks at the same time say, it's degenerate and should be banned. Again, anime fans don't have allies, sadly. A draft of the United Nations Cybercrime Convention and landmark effort to frame international legislation to combat cybercrime was unanimously approved by UN members at the end of a two-week session in New York on August 9, 2024. The treaty now headed to the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, for a vote. It's quite significant regarding its implications for freedom of expression, especially in the context of anime and manga. The 41-page draft proposes a legislative framework designed to enhance international cooperation among law enforcement agencies and provide technical assistance to countries in inadequate infrastructure to combat cybercrime. So, even the cybercrime, didn't the US had a leak of the social security numbers? Billions of social security numbers being leaked out on the internet, and they can actually use those numbers to falsify identities. Gee, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, that's right. My hate speech. Protect my tiny hats. My Palestinian people. It's fucking idiots, honestly. They even try to play to both sides, and they how it ends. Well, anyway, it addressed various issues, and among them is online struggles knowledge for child's content. And I'm not going to say the full word because yeah, at this point, a critical aspect of the treaty is requiring for member states to criminalize activities involving cheese pizza, defined broadly to include any material that speaks or describes the deed involving minors. A treatise in provisions and what it means for anime and manga. Japanese MP Taro Yamada has been a vocal advocate for protecting freedom of expression within the framework of the treaty. On August 8th, current year, he announced via social media that a critical class provision to limit it to real persons in Article 14, paragraph 3rd, remained in the treaty. So yeah, why would you want to consider rights to fictional characters? I mean, well, you know how fucking Twitter is when it comes to being pieces of shit and defending fiction. These clauses provide member states with the flexibility to exclude non-real content such as anime and manga from being classified as cybercrimes under the treaty. This means that lolis, shoras, and other hentai doujinshi content in anime and manga with inappropriate depiction of children won't be regulated under the law of this treaty. Great, great. Well, at least this is a victory for fans, for anime fans, especially The most poorly treated are lollies. But funny enough, they don't have the same mindset when it comes to choras. Especially since you read a lot of doujinshis, you know how it usually ends, how it's headed. Well, hey, lollies, we are protecting my children. And then when they shot us, and they say, yeah, they're even among myself, I say, yeah, they are going to enjoy it. But the thing is, it's the fucking hypocrisy. I said it before. Honestly, I'm not into that content, but I don't go on the internet attacking it because it's like it's spitting straight to my face when I do it upwards. Especially since I will be cheating on the content that I like. It's just fucking common sense. You never do that. Hypocrisy is what destroy hobbies from the inside. You don't like it, simply just don't consume it. That's easy, and just move on with your life. You have plenty of other content to consume. Let's continue. However, Yamada warned that the battle is not over, as Japan's ratification and domestic legal adjustments could still lead to the inclusion of non-real content into regulations. That's what I wanted to say. The battle is not over because they have the same shit after. I haven't mentioned this, but Fumio Kishida resigned because he got a scandal with a money scam to the point that, yeah, if I'm going to be thrown in jail and probably they're going to Minecraft me. So I just going to resign and cash out what I still can from the taxpayer money. And honestly, even the damage even he's gone, the damage is still up because you have even Japanese politicians that are communist, and especially the woke type. That they enforce it is on my fictional children. They must be protected. So yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I'm sure I say that statement. Yamada highlighted his efforts working closely with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs since 2021 to ensure that non-real content will not be affected by the treaty. And now you have to crush Visa and MasterCard. Create your own payment system and export it to the West. And you know what? I know I said it that, yeah, do not appeal to the West, but I have to say, wouldn't be great for Japan if they create their own payment processors that competes with Visa and MasterCard? And you can get access to this content, especially to censor one. No fucking localization bullshit if they start doing it themselves. I think they should start with a small step like that. But well, only they will learn. I'm just thinking very positively and unrealistic, if you ask me. Yamada's concerns stem from potential for content like China to push for global regulation of content. No, no, no. It's the United States. China is just playing at the same terms, and they are delivering far more than the current Japanese content has been doing, at least when it comes to video games. Look at Black Myth Wukong, look at fucking Girls from Line. Despite, well, I said that I didn't like that they did that collaboration with the UN, but well, it looks like for at least they are not toning down the content. And second off, you have South Korea. They are playing by the same rules and they are even delivering. Just look at Nike. Despite that, yeah, sadly Shifa is a public company now. They are still delivering, and that's the key. Delivering what people want. But you know what? Japan decided to talk to the U.S. government. That's what this is. I needed to correct us. Please, Yamada. Countries that are parties to the treaty, including Japan, had strong concerns that cynical regulations will be imposed on images, documents, and audio. They're doing that already. And they're not doing it with this type of laws. They're already doing it with my hate speech laws. It's just an extension of it. It's just to enact fascism. Just as always has been like that for in cases of history, including non-real content, thereby infringing on freedom of expression. In particular, China has advocated for strengthening global regulations targeting Japanese manga, anime, and games. Although the draft of the treaty has been finalized, we cannot relax just yet. There are still risks at stage of Japan's ratification and domestic legal adjustments. Yeah, feminists in Japan, they are started to turn into the same type as South Korea. This is just fucking insane. Those who wish to impose expression regulations are unlikely to target this stage. This battle will not continue within Japan, Yamada said in his post on X. Originally in 2001, the Council of Europe adopted a different cybercrime treaty, which had been ratified by 75 countries, including Japan and the United States. There is the culprit, there is your culpable. However, Russia, which had not ratified the treaty, claimed that it was incomplete, being a product of Western countries. I agree. I absolutely agree with that sentiment, and argued that a comprehensive new treaty was necessary. Hey, before the fucking war, before the US playing proxy wars against cheating on Russia. Anyway, they were on point on that. Especially because even when Western content used to be decent and enjoyable, the Radcocks, they were doing the same shit. And the UN, at this point, the UN just was started as an organization to protect tiny hats and to avoid something like the fucking World War II to happen again. And now that the purpose was already fulfilled, what do they do now? They become the same World War II German type, endorsing these insane and stupid policies, even for fictional content when there are real crimes being committed, like the fucking French in the UN troops struggle snuggling kids or paying them for having the deed in exchange of food. And yeah, I don't need to go in this part because I already said that much already. The credit card and controversy and broader implication because yeah, it's already an example that fucking Visa and Mastercard have been forcing Japanese companies to bend the knee. Some of them didn't, some others did, especially Pixie, and they are going to meet their demise because even in regards to Japan, they create new websites, new social media types, and they monetize on it, and they gatekeep, and they know how to do it because they don't appeal to Western pocket mindset. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say here. Thanks for watching, honestly, and I have to say, the war is not over. Just this is a small victory because they want to claim that you should give human rights to a fictional character. Yeah, welcome to Clanborn. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a pretty good